The Family, tonight at 11:30.
From WBNS 10 TV Columbus, this is the Nightbeat edition of Eyewitness News. Good evening, everyone. Lou is on assignment in Dallas. I'm Dave Kaler, and here's what's happening tonight at 11 o'clock. Sharon Township firefighters and police officers have recovered the body of a young man from Crowners Lake. That's just off Flint Road in northern Franklin County. Details are sketchy at this hour, but apparently 3 teenagers were canoeing on the lake this evening, and shortly after 9 o'clock, the canoe capsized. 2 made it to shore. The body of the 3rd young man was recovered at just about 40 minutes ago. That search was hindered, though, by submerged trees and debris in that lake. There has been a building boom in downtown Columbus over the past few years, and really our skyline is changing and filling in, but with a few exceptions, there aren't too many more projects planned. And Mike Horwitz reports tonight that leaves the big question: where do all of the workers go?
Just putting up the Huntington employs hundreds, but the outside is done, the inside is being finished, and then where do all the workers go?
Basically, sadly to say, on unemployment. You know, the question is, you know, for how long?
Farrington speaks for labor unions, and there can never be enough labor for unions. But it is fair to say that construction workers have been having their hard times. Many have left the recession of the Midwest for the promise of jobs in the booming Sun Belt. Nevertheless, some of the men at the Huntington project are optimistic.
There'll be a lot of work coming up. I'm not sure. I really don't know.
When I leave here, I'll go to another job. I don't know where, though. I'll always be billing. Always. Billing ever since the beginning of time.
What workers can look forward to is another state office building, the new cancer clinic, and expansion at Honda. There are other big projects, but they're also big ifs. Capitol South and I-670 among the most prominent of the on-again, off-agains. Still, there are always plans lurking in the minds of developers, and that alone is enough to keep men like these hammering away. Mike Horwitz, Eyewitness News.
Now, big projects aren't the only form of construction, and workers aren't the only ones to hurt or benefit from them. There's also housing, and of course, and new housing is beginning to level off a bit. And there is a whole group of building subcontractors who feel those fluctuations. Well, tonight, Ohio members of the American Subcontractors Association gathered in Columbus to hear their national president tell them that times are basically good.
Nationally, building construction is doing very well, and the latest Dodge reports reflect that. There are pockets, though, just as there are in poverty and everything else, where construction is not doing well. But on the whole, construction is excellent.
Incidentally, Congress is looking at shelling out more money to rebuild the roads and water systems in the U.S., and that's the area where Greaves says the construction industry will be pushing Washington the most. Some other construction workers are hard at it tonight, repairing a cornice on a North High Street building. This one, to be exact. This is 149 North High in Columbus, was one of several sites that particularly concerned city building inspectors since the Nitschke building cornice collapsed back in June. Now, the city ordered the building repaired more than a month ago. The owners missed the city's deadline and were sent a warning of possible legal action. But the contractor says it's taken until today to make the arrangements necessary to do the work you see going on here. Well, problems on downtown buildings aren't the only concern tonight, so are bridges. But the Franklin County engineer thinks that he has a way to handle some of the bridge problems and make us all aware of their safety. Inspection stickers like you see here will be placed on the county bridges. That way we know it's been inspected, and even moreover, we know who's responsible for it. That has been a problem. Even some mayors and trustees don't know who's responsible for bridges in their jurisdictions. Well, now they will. Tomorrow will be a major obstacle for the future of the proposed Morris-Bethel Road connector. People who want the link have had petitions going around all summer long, and you've seen the stories about that. But another group who says people weren't signing what they think they were are using a big advertising campaign to try to get people to take their names off the petitions. Well, the city attorney is expected to say tomorrow if that's possible. Meanwhile, the city clerk says the form in the newspaper ad won't do any good anyway unless people sign it as they did on the petitions.
The Board of Election matches the signature on that card or on that petition with the signature that is on file with the Board of Elections, and that will make the determination as to whether it's valid or not.
Combone told Tom Berman his office did get about a dozen calls about taking their names off that petition today, but none said if they called because of that newspaper ad. The term blackmail, that's what a group here in Ohio is calling the federal government's new law setting the national drinking age at 21. The group is the one that hands out permits to bar owners, and they have filed suit in federal court. In fact, they claim it's blackmail to withhold federal highway tax dollars if states don't pass laws passing, or raising, I should say, the state's drinking age to 21. Well, in just a moment, not everyone at the Republican convention is there for kicks. Some are going to school, and Lou Forrest will explain this one. And also from Dallas, this burning building brings back a page of history that both the city and the nation would like to forget. Stay with
Denim by Jordache.
Welcome to Rack. Relax and just say Philly beef and cheese, please.
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 Wow. Roast beef, Swiss cheese, sauteed mushrooms, green peppers, and onions on our new natural grain roll with a make-your-own-side salad, only $2.99. Just say
Philly beef and cheese, please. Philly beef and cheese, please. Philly beef and cheese.
Now at a great price at Rack.
Let's taste. Thousands told us they wanted a diet soft drink that's refreshing but not too sweet. Here's new Tab.
Let's taste. We're putting diet soft drinks to the test. Why taste the same as all the rest? Now here's your invitation to try a crisp, refreshing new Tab. Let's taste new Tab. New taste, new Tab. It's crisp, new Tab. Let's taste.
The Republican convention was sort of a combination love-in and pep rally. What it lacked in suspense and drama, it made up in giving the delegates what they came to hear.
And the message of the American people got from San Francisco was, we'll raise your taxes. But our message from Dallas is, the American people want less spending, less regulation, and not more taxes.
And after George Bush warmed up the crowd, it was time for the star attraction.
Will Rogers once said he never met a man he didn't like. Well, if I could paraphrase Will, our friends in the other party have never met a tax they didn't like.
President Reagan told the audience they are 75 days away from an election victory the size of the heart of Texas. Now, one of the things that you did not see on the convention coverage on CBS tonight was a film made by and for the Reagan-Bush campaign. Now, the 18-minute film opened with a computer animation that you're looking at right now, and it was produced by a local firm, Cranston in Surrey. CBS declined to air that film, calling it an 18-minute campaign commercial, and that was Columbus's contribution to tonight's convention. There is profit, of course, to be made at a convention, and certainly political mileage to be gained. But college credit? Well, Lou Forrest found some Ohioans who are having an educational experience in every sense of the word.
You know, at colleges these days, you can get credit for just about anything, including college credit for working at a political convention. And it's Ohio's Bowling Green State University that's got 40 students here in Dallas earning a journalistic paycheck, 3 college credits, and a lot of practical experience.
It's providing me with a lot of first-hand experience at just learning what happens, especially in an operation like this. And just to see the convention, to see all the other media operating, doing all their stuff that they do, it's just, you know, you never know what goes on until you actually get to see it.
Kleinpeter and several other Bowling Green students work for the Associated Press Wire Service Photo Services Lab at the Dallas Convention Center, doing everything from getting coffee to sending pictures around the world. Therese Schlachter helps cover the convention for WTOL-TV in Toledo. Now, she has done interviews, she has been on the floor of the convention, and ferried interview subjects to the satellite feed station. This program is the brainchild of 2 Bowling Green professors who work year-round lining up the jobs for the students. Hal Buell of the Associated Press says that the students prove to be good workers and help supplement his staff. He'll keep hiring them. And the students, well, sometimes it really helps their careers.
This experience has really made a career in television seem more attractive. I'd really like to pursue it and go on.
It makes me think twice about certain areas of it. I don't know if I would necessarily want to get into photojournalism.
Lou Forrest, Eyewitness News at the Republican Convention in Dallas.
Also out of Dallas tonight, arson. That's the word this evening from Dallas fire officials after a smoky blaze at the Texas School Book Depository building today. And of course, that's the building from which it is believed that Lee Harvey Oswald fired the shots that killed President John F. Kennedy. Today's fire caused an estimated $250,000 in damage, but no one was injured. Jesse Jackson will be making a convention appearance right here in Columbus next month. The former Democratic presidential candidate will be the keynote speaker at the Ohio Civil Service Employees Association biennial meeting. Now, Columbus City Council President Jerry Hammond says that Jackson will use that trip to launch the Ohio organization of his National Rainbow Coalition. Well, Ohio can count on seeing Democratic candidates Walter Mondale and Geraldine Ferraro several times this fall. The national campaign staff, of course, is counting Ohio as a very critical state to win in the election and plans to make a major effort right here in this state. Well, part of that effort will mean bringing the candidates here as much as possible, according to the newly named state chairman, Don Schweitzer. And Schweitzer says it'll also mean working closely with Democratic leaders already elected here.
In fact, I've spent much of the last couple of days visiting with a lot of the statewide elected officials, seeking their advice. We intend to listen to them very closely. We intend to guide the activities of the candidates by what they advise us when we bring them into the state.
Schweitzer told Tom Berman the Mondale campaign made mistakes in the Ohio primary, but it won't repeat in the general election here this fall. Democratic vice presidential candidate Geraldine Ferraro must not be taking too much advice from her realtor husband, John Zaccaro. As a member of Congress, Ferraro consistently voted against legislative positions taken by the National Association of Realtors, a powerful lobbying group that lists husband Zaccaro among its more than 600,000 members. And it was John Zaccaro's turn in front of the cameras today. He told a judge in New York City that he did nothing wrong by borrowing money from his business from the estate of an elderly woman. Zaccaro was the administrator of an estate when he borrowed $100,000. The money was repaid at 12.5% interest. Well, government borrowing went up another $16 billion in July, and that increase in the national deficit comes on the heels of a $2 billion increase in June. Now, for the first 10 months of 1984 fiscal year, the government has run up a deficit of $158.6 billion. Still ahead on the Night Beat, Janet Watkins will give us a glance at the weekend weather. If you're planning a trip, you won't want to miss that. And the beauties were out, all going after Miss Columbus, Ohio. Who will reign on Columbus Day? You'll get a glimpse in just a moment. We'll be right back.
If you want to do work like an expert, it helps to have the mind of a craftsman. Sears Craftsman electronic power tools are so advanced, they practically think for themselves. Their microprocessor memories and electronic sensors give you more precision, more control, and the same quality that's made Craftsman bench power and hand tools America's best sellers.
There's more for your life at Sears.
High performance photography lets you capture the nightlight. The Minolta X700. From computer program where you set nothing, even in flash, to creative manual where you control everything. Stops the action in any light at 3.5 frames a second. The Minolta X700. The only camera ever voted Camera of the Year on 2 continents.
Only from the mind of Minolta.
Come to the good taste of Chi-Chi's. Incredible. Come to the good times of Chi-Chi's. Incredible.
Now Chi-Chi's serves up seafood for Mexican food lovers. Seafood salads, seafood nachos, our special seafood Cancun, and seafood chimneys. Try seafood a delicious new way, Chi-Chi's way.
Come to America's incredible Mexican restaurant.
For seafood, Chi-Chi's way.
Chi-Chi's.
Miss Columbus, Ohio. We have a new one tonight. Heather Dugan of Bluffview Drive in Worthington was selected from the 10 finalists at Lazarus Downtown Event Center. Now, Heather received a $1,000 award and will serve as the official hostess during the activities of the Columbus Day weekend celebration. Incidentally, Heather is a spring graduate of Indiana University. I don't know how she got over there, but anyway, and is an intern at the Government Telecommunications Center. she'll probably end up in broadcasting someday, Janet, right?
What a smile.
What a smile.
Yeah.
And you have a smile on your face tonight, mainly because it's really a nice night out there and we have some nice days ahead.
I have a very nice job tonight, Dave.
Good.
A beautiful day ahead tomorrow, a nice night tonight. Cool out, though. We won't break any records, but it's going to be unusually cool tonight. Maybe an extra blanket on the bed would be in order this evening. Take a look and see what kind of a day we had in central Ohio. The temperature was below normal for this time of year. We had a high of 76 degrees. It didn't feel too bad. We had some pretty high humidity for a time. The humidity is up there right now, but that will temper throughout this evening and be fairly low tomorrow. That record low of 46 was set in 1952. The record high of 95 set in 1959. And last year we had a high of 86 degrees on this day. Well, as far as our satellite map goes, no problems across Ohio, but still a lot of clouds producing some showers right along the Atlantic coast. Some flooding problems tonight out in sections of Arizona and New Mexico. They've had some pretty heavy rain out there for the past couple days, and those clouds promise to bring some more showers and thunderstorms there tonight. But for the past 6 hours, the honor of having the heaviest rainfall has to go to Columbia, South Carolina. More than 2 inches of rain there, and the same situation there is out west, where these clouds will probably produce some additional showers and thunderstorms before this night is over. A beautiful satellite picture to show you of Ohio. Not a cloud in the sky in the central part of the state and the southern part of the state. A few thin, low-lying clouds across the northern section of Ohio, but we do not expect anything in the way of moisture here tonight. We have a big system of high pressure that's building over Wisconsin. That will pull down quite a bit of cool air from the north. Now, normally we expect to have a low of 61 degrees on this day. Tonight, we're going to go all the way down to 52, so it will feel kind of chilly out there this evening. As far as precipitation goes, you can see that there are some showers and thunderstorms still in progress out west, where they sure don't need any more rainfall. A few showers continuing down here across Florida and right up to the middle Atlantic seaboard. A few showers occurring in the northeast, and all of them moving to the east-northeast at about 15 to 20 miles an hour tonight. Of course, those are being touched off by the frontal system that moved through our area yesterday and brought us a lot of scattered showers and thunderstorms and some real heavy rain to Vinton County. High pressure, though, is taking over. A cool night tonight. As that moves south and east over the next couple days, it will have the opposite effect as the clockwise flow of air around us brings up some warmer air from the Gulf Coast. So we can expect slightly warmer temperatures as we get on into the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures across most of the east tonight are kind of like fall, actually. It's 58 in Chicago. 73 degrees in Memphis, 80 degrees down there in Miami, where they had the coldest morning on record of 65 degrees for this day. Things down in Dallas, a warm night down there, 88 degrees, and 89 degrees now in Phoenix, 91 degrees, a warm night out in Vegas. A beautiful day in Ohio tomorrow. What a way to wind up the work week. Lots of sunshine. Almost a picture-perfect day, actually, with low humidity, cool temperatures. Again, a real bright, sunshiny day in all directions and all across Ohio as well. If you have a chance, please get out and enjoy it. Temperatures around Ohio beginning to fall now. It is 56 in Toledo, 62 in Findlay, 65 in Cincinnati, 70 degrees. The warm spot right now down in Portsmouth, it is 59 degrees in Youngstown, and out at Port Columbus, it is currently 61 degrees. Outside 10 TV on the near west side of town, our temperature is 70 degrees, and the barometer is 30.10 inches. The winds are from the north, and will cool things off tonight fairly nicely to about 52 or so. The forecast for tonight will be, well, clear and cool. So be prepared for some unusually chilly temperatures this evening. Then tomorrow, lots of sunshine. It will be mild. We'll have a high of 75, and then another chilly night tomorrow night with a low of 50. Saturday, sunny, just a little bit warmer, a high of 77 degrees, and things will get progressively warmer as we look ahead into the first part of next week. And we'll be real close to probably 90 degrees by Tuesday. Summer winding down.
We'll enjoy it.
Officially ends September 22nd, so enjoy it while you can.
I liked your little fellow on the map. You said mostly sunny, and if you can get out, enjoy it. Well, if there's nobody here tomorrow night, you'll know that we took your advice. Everybody left and enjoyed the nice weather. Thanks a lot, Janet.
Okay.
Up next, not exactly slaughter on 10th Avenue, but when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And Mike Gaines explains when sports is up in just a moment. We'll be right back.
Sure, I stole a deal on a truck.
Me too.
And while you're here, they're stealing deals there.
Wherever you see this sign, you'll find Toyota dealers talking real deals.
With over 28,000 trucks they've got to sell, you can steal them blind. Special incentives from Toyota 2 dealers on a great selection of trucks can save you big bucks. 1984 trucks at 1982 prices. Toyota's Big Steal a Deal Day. Chase one down today.
Household Finance is backing Harlow Puce.
You get out there and you look and you can't see nothing but the contour of the ground. And it's the solitude, just something about it.
If you're working for a better life like Harlow Puce, you're the person we want to back at Household Finance with personal loans up to $5,000 or more.
We're here today giving folks a chance, backing you all the way. Household Finance.
It's a hot time for hot sauce. McDonald's has two hot new sauces for chicken McNuggets in the summertime. For a limited time, Louisiana hot from hot jalapeno. Get them while they're hot before they go. 'Cause when you're hot, you're hot. After September 9th, you're not. It's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's.
These are the last days for total savings on all furniture and carpeting during Glick's Total Sale. Find top quality, top styles, top selections, all at bottom dollar. Glick's guarantees it in writing. And this applies to every item in every Glick's Furniture Showcase store. Glick's Total Sale, going on right now. But hurry, savings of 15 to 62%. No wonder Glick's is #1. Glick's Total Sale, with the best prices on furniture and carpet you'll find. Guaranteed.
I hate to be the one to bring the bad news, since really I'm a traditional kind of a guy, but Easter eggs may be dangerous to your health. That's what they're saying tonight. A research team from the University of California says boiling and dyeing Easter eggs destroys their natural defenses against spoilage and turns them into bacterial time bombs. That study was begun after 300 California children became ill after a 1983 Easter egg hunt on the West Coast. Gary Radnich has a night off. Mike Gaines with tonight's sports.
Starting off with the Clippers out at Cooper Stadium. They had to play it twice tonight because of the rain last night, and the Clippers had to settle for a split decision with Tidewater out at Cooper. They took game one of the doubleheader 2-1 behind Clay Christensen, but things went south in game two. Kevin Mitchell took Jose Rijo over the wall in the 6th inning. This one was majestic. Took about a year and a half to come down. A Reggie Jackson shot, if I ever saw one. That made it 2-0 Tides. Later in the 6th, Ross James doubled with 2 runners on. Both runners scored. And that was all the offense that Tides starter Jeff Bittiger needed tonight, a 5-hitter in game 2, and the Tides got split 5-0. 3 games on a very light Major League schedule today. The Indians' win streak ended at 8 thanks to Doyle Alexander's 4-hitter. The Twinkies lost in Milwaukee, and on the National League side, the Astros lead the Cards late. It looks like Pete Rose may already be starting to hire and fire down in Cincinnati. Stan Williams was canned today as the Reds pitching coach and replaced by Jim Cott, who just retired as an active player a couple of months ago. It's tough to tell if new manager Rose called that particular shot, but it wouldn't surprise me. The drug phantom has cropped up again on the Cincinnati Bengals. Fullback Stanley Wilson has checked himself into a chemical dependency program for the 2nd time in 8 months. This program is in Cincinnati. He went through one like it up in Minnesota last winter. Paul Brown says no disciplinary action is likely to be taken because Wilson sought help on his own, but his career is on hold right now. By the way, the Bengals tonight traded tackle Gary Burley to Atlanta for a draft choice. You could see jaws drop all over the football field at Capital University this morning when head coach, whoops, that's the wrong tape, folks. That's the Ohio State Buckeyes in full dress pads for the first time. Let's talk about Capital University. Head coach Gene Slaughter showed up for practice this morning in full battle regalia, wearing the same number 34 he wore when he took up football back in 1936. At age 58, Slaughter had decided that the best way to inspire his troops was to suit up and knock some heads with them. And he started out by informing them that, contrary to appearances, he was not clowning around.
The only way I know how to play this football game is to be tough about it. Okay, I'm not talking about being dirty. Okay? You know, I'm not talking about that. See? And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about find the biggest guy you can find. Okay? Find the biggest guy you can find. I think you got to hit somebody. I'm not afraid to hit him. He's nothing to me. That's what I expect to happen on this football team. And I'm trying to make a point.
And he does have a way of making his points. Slaughter says he was just trying to motivate his guys. He also admitted to a sore back that prevented any large-scale body contact, but the spirit was definitely willing. There is absolutely no truth to the rumor that Earl Bruce worked out at left tackle for the Buckeyes this afternoon, but they did go through a workout in full-dress pads for the first time this year. Nothing like raising a few welts on each other to get into the mood for the Oregon State game. Finally, some championship-caliber softball tonight out at Rhodes Park. Snuffies versus J&S for all the marbles in the Thursday night Co-Rec League. And the reason we're showing you the highlights has absolutely nothing to do with the number of 10 TV staffers decorating the Snuffies roster. But in the interest of journalistic responsibility, we will tell you that Snuffies won the title 14-13. Wish some of those folks had turned out for the media championship game in which we lost. Also, tonight, World Series of Golf in Akron, first round. Bruce Litsky, the leader, shot a 66. Jack Nicklaus is 6 shots back at 2 over par.
And it goes all the way through Sunday up in
It goes through Sunday, and we will have the highlights on the weekend.
Okay, thanks, Mike. When we come back, he really didn't have magnetic shoes or special grips. He just likes to play Spider-Man, and he performed his act in Columbus today. But tonight, there are those who are worried that other Climber Dans will follow, and we'll explain this one right after this.
14 WBNS Radio gets you on your feet in the morning with up-to-the-minute news.
At City Council last night, a resolution...
Exclusive radar AccuWeather.
Showers will continue throughout tomorrow.
14 WBNS traffic reports.
There's a stalled car in the left lane for folks abroad.
All the latest scores.
It took the Clippers 14 innings before Friday.
And of course, the music you want. Hi, I'm Steve Brody. Start your day on the right foot. Listen to all of us on 14 WBNS Radio.
Join the jet set with your VIP pass to television's most glittering hour of excitement. Smokey Robinson has made millions singing, but Omar Sharif gambled his fortune away. We'll hear the secret agony Ricardo Montalban hides from fans and tour Bob Hope's hideaway home. Then visit the sparkling Bahamas, where all the stars come out to play. The thrills continue with Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, where fortune is the final frontier.
Saturday at 7.
Well, the spider is now part of Columbus history. Dan Goodwin, the human spider who's climbed some of the tallest buildings in the country illegally, climbed the new Pickett Hotel here today with management's blessing. He made it up from about a floor a minute as part of one of the most unusual topping off celebration ideas ever seen. And he did it without any climbing equipment. Of course, the police knew about it, and they were ready to help with any kind of safety problems, but officials aren't worried about potential copycat climbing attempts.
It takes some expertise to do that kind of thing. There is no structures in Columbus that are large enough to attract any national publicity, I don't believe anyway. So I would doubt that we would have copycats. Blanket.
Markham told Tom Berman, though, if anyone did try to climb a building without permission, they'd face potential criminal trespassing and or criminal damage charges. Would you try it?
Oh, only with the proper shoes.
Only with the proper shoes?
Didn't they tell the guy where the stairs were?
I don't think so. I went out after that and got on my stepladder, got 3 feet in the air and died. That's tonight's report. As always, we thank you for having us in for news. We hope you had a great day today, and enjoy tomorrow. It's going to be a great one. We'll see you right back here tomorrow night. Good night.
From Central Ohio's news leader, this has been Eyewitness News. If you have a news tip Central Ohio should know about, dial the Eyewitness Hotline, 1-800-227-WBNS, your direct connection to the people you can count on.